Hi, my name is Ron Lehman. I'm from the Faux School in Frederick, Maryland, where I teach decorative painting workshops and complete commission projects for clients all around the world. If you're interested in classes or hiring me for a project, please visit thefauxschool.com. Before we get started, I'd like you to go down below and hit that subscribe button, and what that will do is, once you subscribe to this channel, it will notify you when new videos are coming and when I schedule a live Q&A session to answer all your questions to the best of my ability. So today we're going to be working with a product called Milano from Firmolux in a silver base. It's a metallic plaster, and I've tinted it this beautiful blue. So let's get our tools, let's get our materials, and let's get started. Okay, so the first thing I've done to get ready for today's technique is I base coated the surface using the micro primer. Micro primer is a water-based interior exterior primer tints with pigment that is proprietary to the Firmolux line of plasters. It's a lime compatible primer. That's not just some nonsense, it's true. If you try to put lime plasters, true, authentic, or real lime plasters over top of latex paint, you're running the risk it could lose adhesion, pop, and fail. Don't do it. So I rolled this on using a 1/4" nap roller. Now, the plaster for today is called Milano, which is a metallic filtered plaster. So metallic. It comes in two bases, gold and silver. Today I'm going to work in the silver base that I've tinted up to a real pretty blue color, which you'll see in just a minute. Tints with lime compatible tints, never paint, never synthetic pigments. Make sure it's tinted with lime compatible pigments. Easiest way to do that is when you order it from the folks at Firmolux, you call them or send them the paint color that you want. Just go down to your local Benjamin Moore store, pick your favorite color, send it to them, they will match it and send you a dry sample for approval. It costs a little bit of money to do that, but it's totally worth it. So if you're going to tint your own, make sure you use lime compatible pigments, or else you're running the risk of the color just adverse reactions and not working out. Okay, Milano, interior only. Cleans up with soap and water, lime compatible pigments, and we can do all kinds of things with it. This technique, I'm simply going to use the trowel, my pavon, and always have my spatula ready. I'm going to trowel it on. So let's get troweling it on, right? Okay. So hopefully this is how the color works out. So then we're going to do this thin coat. It's okay, so my trowel's almost flat, it rolls off, come up high on the edge, and grab it. Always working in irregular patterns, shapes, meaning don't make these lines. Don't start in the middle of the wall and work out, okay? And what we do here is very important. This is the foundation. All the movement we create here is what's going to be starting to telegraph through as we build this up like a house. Crooked foundation, crooked walls, crooked roof, you got a mess on your hands. Okay, that's it, that's simple. So let's let this dry 100%, come back and do our second coat. See you in a bit. Okay, first coat's completely dried, and it's already got a real pretty finish to it. But because I can see through it, I mean I can still see my primer poking through, which is totally fine. Let's get our tool, same trowel, same plaster. Again, we're going to start up with the plaster using a basic finish technique, and then we're going to start getting not crazy, but creative. So understand the material first, and then we figure out what we can do with it. It goes on so smooth, it's so easy to apply, I love it. I've worked with it a few times, it's been a while, but man oh man. bummer. You don't get to do it the same thing. Well, you don't want to do the same thing all the time, but when you put something away for a while, you forget about it. And you revisit it, and it's like, oh. This is just one color, right? You know, and what happens is as we're putting the second coat on, it's pressing itself into the first coat, so it's riding into the thicker areas, the darker areas are the thicker areas where it's just resting in those low spots created from the first coat. The thinner spots are from riding on the high spots from the first coat, and so on. Let's give it some nice movement. That's it for the second coat. So we're going to come back, let it dry, third coat it, burnish it, and then we'll see if we want to wax it. See in a bit. Second coat's dried, you can start to see some things happening. Third and final coat, and then we're going to burnish it. So again, same thing, same material, same tools. Let's get into it. Alright. This is going to be tighter and thinner than we've done anything else, because we're actually going to start to burnish as we apply it. And the only reason I'm using my second hand is I am trying to get a little more pressure on this, even pressure across that blade, so I can burnish it as I go. So I don't have to spend a whole lot of time coming back and forth and this and that, but you'll see. And I got it, and part of it is I have it on there so thin and tight that I can get right into it and burnish it. Clean this trowel off so you can, give me a rag. Wants to jump away from me. Okay, clean blade, right? Let's get in here. On the edge, ride the edge. So all I'm doing now is light pressure and compressing it. Okay, see, look. There's nothing on there, all right? I'm compressing. Have to do it when it's in this damp state. And you're like, but it was just wet a second ago. That's why I say I go at thin, tight, that last coat, tight. Get it on there, super tight. And you'll see you're almost compressing it as you go. And it's like, well, a big wall. Yeah, I know. Look, walls take practice. They take time. Got a little stuff off my tape. Now, this isn't going to get a super shine on it, like the Grisello. Totally different animal. But this, oy, oy, oy. Check it out. You see all that movement? Look at that, how pretty that is. You can kind of see it. So let's let this dry, and then maybe we'll wax it. Now you did notice it dries about 20%, 30% lighter. Whoops, sorry, camera went out of focus. It does dry about 20 to 30% lighter than when it's wet. So always keep that in mind. But interesting, I like it, I like it. I wanted the blue color. I didn't make it dark enough blue because I actually have an accent while I'm getting ready to do in a bedroom, and this was my sample. So I'm going to have to make another one. Bummer. I just happen to have more samples in my portfolio. See you in a minute. Okay, it's completely dry. It's interesting. So I'm looking at the monitor right next to the camera. That's why I look over here a lot, because that's where I see what you're seeing. Doesn't show the movement from a distance. But let's see as we bring it closer. See the air, see how the light bounces off of it? That's the metallic properties of it. Don't see the reflection, but look at that. You see all that beautiful movement? Just a soft, beautiful look. I'm debating about waxing it, honestly. Haven't made up my mind if I want to put some wax on it. And the only reason I would wax it, well, there's several reasons why I would wax it. The main reason is protection, okay? This is going to stain. If you have any kitchen, cooking oil gets on it, or somebody spills it like grape juice or red wine, or in a restaurant, or something, anywhere you're going to come in contact with fluids that could stain it. It's going to repel the moisture, but the stain's going to stick. So by applying wax to it, that prevents that staining issue. And the biggest misconception about wax, this is not like your car. You don't have to wax this every 6 months. I had, actually going back tomorrow to take photos of this one room I did 17 years ago. The wall's just as beautiful as the day it went up, and the wax hasn't been touched since. Well, it's been touched by hands, but it hasn't been rebuffed. You don't have to reapply, you don't have to repolish, you don't have to do anything. So the only reason I would wax it, well, not the only reason, stop saying that. Waxing, I can use waxing going up 100 different directions. I could use a clear wax, I could use a silver wax, I could use a pearl wax, I could do a tinted wax, meaning I could add pigment to the wax. And I'm getting around to that video. There's just so many things I'm trying to share, but there's just so many possibilities. So yeah, the wax, I mean, my gosh, you could do stripes with wax, anything. But let's wax it. You see what it looks like without the wax, let's see what it looks like with the wax, okay? So the wax, Firmolux paste polishing wax, okay? I'll put it on my trowel. Cleans up with soap and water. You can use this inside or outside. Don't use it on your car. That's just silly. It's made for plaster finishes, and that's what it's for. Now, it will darken this finish up a little bit. So I'm kind of hoping that's going to give it a little bit more pop, meaning you'll see the movement. This plaster is so smooth, man. If you could just touch it, it is sexy. Oh my God. I don't even know how you describe it. See, it's darkening it up a little bit. Whoops, get in there. 100% coverage with the wax. I always use my trowel, not always, but if it's a textured finish, you might see me use a rag. The thing about a wax job, boy, you can make a beautiful plaster look really bad really quick. Put the wax on too thick, don't tint it the right way, because once it's on there, it's not coming off so easily. You have to mineral spirits, wipe it down, sand it. So take your time, always make samples. But it's so slick. I honestly don't think it's going to change a whole lot. This is simply a plastic bag. No ink, no logos, because this is a, what is this base? Oh, I can't read the label, I don't have my glasses. It's not petroleum, which is nice. Has actually a very pleasant smell to it. It doesn't mean sit around and sniff it. But that does mean that you can work in someone's home and it's not going to drive them out. Like, I do a lot of jobs down in DC with the federal government and some different offices in the universities, and when I go down there I have to submit all my materials, because certain materials are banned substances in certain buildings. I tried a job with a different type of paste wax, and it was petroleum based. It had an odor to it, and they were absolutely not. Even this is hard to get on nowadays because it is most likely combustible. So that's why we're going to have to start exploring and sharing information on other types of water-based sealers and top coats. That's already dry. So all I did was I put a t-shirt inside of here, or actually it's cotton waste. It's a byproduct of cotton products. Put it in a plastic bag, that way it's soft, but the plastic bag You can go into it with a rag, you see me do that before, but the plastic bag gets it polished up so much quicker than a rag. And the reason is the rag will actually pull into that wax or absorb some of the wax. Tape off. Come on. It looks so much better when it's got the borders on it. You know, with my fingers. Now the wax is on here and I can't get this piece. You've got to be kidding me. Yeah. It's even like doing a job. Once you get the tape and paper up and you see that finished product, it looks so much nicer. There it is. Look at the shine. Okay, that's the wax. So it really enhances it. It darkened it up a good bit. Yeah, you still can't see my... Ah, yeah, you can. Look at that. Beautiful. So there's the finish. I know, it's hard to see. It's a very soft, subtle technique. You got a wall that looks like a piece of metal. Isn't it cool? There you have it. Milano silver. Possibilities are endless. Truly are. Yeah, I like that a lot. It's just the wrong color for what I needed to sample for. So, oh well. Just have to make another one. Before we leave, if you go down below and hit that subscribe button down below here, and what that'll do is notify you when new videos are coming and when I schedule a live session. And during those, I take your questions and answer them to the best of my ability. And that'll notify you. And if you don't mind, hit that like button down there so I know that you like what I'm doing for you. But that's it. Milano silver from Firmolux. Or Milano plaster, silver base from Firmolux, the manufacturer. Great people. I love their plasters. That being said, well, yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. Just no. Right. Yeah, that's it. My name is Ron Lehman. I'm from the Faux School in Frederick, Maryland, where I teach decorative painting workshops and complete commission projects. If you go to thefauxschool.com, you can get more information about my class schedule. And if you'd like to hire me for a project, I'd be more than happy to talk to you. I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.